Hey beauties, it's your girl Kaylin, Ayana, and welcome to my channel. What Today is going to be the first episode of flipping $200 into $2,000, which is basically my business series, which a lot of YouTubers have been doing lately or have done in the past. The only difference with mine is I am currently actually building a brand. It's a cosmetic lip brand called Kush Cosmetics, and it's geared towards women who smoke, my fellow Kush babes. I know a lot of entrepreneurs slash YouTubers who do these series. They start their series once they already have a successful business, and it's hard to either remember what you did when you very first started, or it's hard to want to give that to you guys because they work so hard. But I don't know, I don't mind it. I feel like this is a perfect thing for me to do because now I can go back once my business has been open for like a year or a few months, depending on growth. I can go back and see where I started, and then if this helps you guys along the way with building your business as well, then great, fantastic, we're all winning. I don't see a problem with it. So as much knowledge as I know is as much knowledge as I will be giving throughout this series. So I'm not going to hold y'all for too much longer because I already know I'm about to be talking a whole lot in this video. So if you are ready for all my tips and tricks and learning some things with me, let's jump into the video. Okay, so today we're going to be talking about the very first step to starting your business. I'm talking the very first steps. Like, you was up at 1 o'clock in the morning watching YouTube videos, you decided that you're about to start a business, you done decided what you're selling, you go to sleep, you wake up in the morning, now it's the next day, 10 o'clock, now what? These are the questions that you should be asking yourself. So the points that we're going to be hitting on today are the 3 W's, I'm sorry, not 3 W's, the 3 W's and the H method, target audience, accounts and programs, and graphics. Those are the 4 things that we're going to be talking about in this video. So let's hurry up and just get right into it. You see me looking down, just because I have my notebook right here with my notes so I can remember everything so that y'all can get as much knowledge as possible. So my 3 W's and the H is literally what, why, when, 3 W's, and how is the H. And those are the 4 questions that you should be asking yourself about your brand. So your what are you going to be selling? So like for me, I'm selling lip care products predominantly for women who smoke, whether you smoke hookahs, cigarettes, whatever you're smoking, people who smoke, because obviously with smoking it changes characteristics in your skin and your skin, so especially your lips because of the heat and everything. So there's certain steps that people who are exposed to that type of heat have to do that are different from people who obviously are not exposed to that point. So that'll be your what. Now your why. My why is a few annoying pet peeves of mine about smoking, even though I love what I do. Okay, there are some pet peeves. For example, dark lips. As you can see right now, my lips are looking a little black, so I cannot wait for my inventory to get in so I can start using my own products. But when you smoke, that heat goes to your lips, and the reason why your lips are getting darker, like any other skin, when you're exposed to a lot of heat or a lot of sun, your melanin starts to, you know, pop out and show a little bit more. So while naturally my lips are not obviously rosy pink, they aren't as dark as they are right now. And when I'm diligent about my scrubs and my lip care regimen, I can get them back to a lighter color. So if you are suffering from dark lips, do not think it is over for you. I have the key to get those lips back light, so where people will never even know that you smoke. So also sticky, right? When you're smoking, like let's say you're smoking a hookah, right? You're at the hookah lounge, you're vibing, you have your lip gloss on, obviously, because you're cute, right? Like when you go to the hookah lounge, you usually put together you cute. So you have your lip gloss on, and now it's time to smoke the hookah, and you might have to go to the bathroom and wipe it off, or your little hookah mouthpiece is gonna be like all sticky with sticky lip gloss residue. That is not cute, okay? It's not cute for the other people smoking because nobody wants to smoke after you have your lip gloss residue on it. One, it's not cute for you because once you get it back and you have your and you taste and you see that lip gloss residue, you have to refill that lip gloss residue that you put on it. Like when you put it on there, obviously you didn't feel it, but now you're feeling it because it's your second time around hitting it. It's like, no, nobody want to deal with that. And then I think nobody likes sticky lip gloss in general. I mean, there might be some people who do, but I definitely don't, no matter what the situation is. So that is why I'm starting this business, because I want to help people who feel the same way as me. And then my how. By creating formulas with signature flavorings, smooth finishes, no matter how many coats you put on, so you can layer on that lip gloss over again, and it still will not be sticky. The finish will still be smooth, and also lip scrubs with lightening agents, which will make your lips lighter. So that is my how. Again, if you are a fashion business, because I know a lot of people do fashion. It's usually cosmetics or fashion. Those are like the most popular niches right about now. So that's why I'm using those two. And those are also two that I have experience in. So your why for clothing may be that you want to express yourself, but you can't financially afford it because all the boutiques are too expensive. Or like whatever avenue you're willing to take. So whether you want to take the I want my products to be cheap and affordable route, or I want to have super girly glam, or I want to be like street boy wear, like that's actually probably a good idea, starting a women's clothing line with basically men's clothing. I know a lot of girls, I am actually guilty of this as well, for like my t-shirts and graphic tees and stuff like that. I go in the men's section to find my shirts. But what if they had a business where it was for women, but it was the graphic tees for men? So if you know how to sew, you might buy the graphic tees and like do your own DIY and make them a little more flattering to the woman's body. That is, y'all welcome. Okay, somebody watching this video, please take that business and run with it and send me information. I will help you build that business if you're serious. Okay, I think that's a really good idea, and I don't think that I've ever heard of anything like that, so that might be something for you guys to try out. So like I said, if you do decide to start that business, send me a message. Let's build it together, girl. But no, for real, use that. Don't let that go past your lace fronts now. So then that was your how. Oh, so I was saying my how about the lip gloss. Now my how for clothing would be taking trips to LA and getting those products as low as you possibly can. Like, instead of only taking a month to build before your launch, take 6 months to build before your launch, and finding those really good, reasonable prices. If we're sticking to the whole graphic shirts converted to females, it would be going to the thrift store and going to different thrift stores in your city and getting graphic tees. If you have your sewing products, you get the shirts for like $3 or $4. Have your sewing products, tailor them to flatter a woman, like whether they be like crop tops or tight fitting shirts, like however you decide to do it, and then post it on your site for $30 because it's vintage, because it's thrifted. So now you can add on that vintage tag. So sell it for $30. You just made a $27 profit off of one shirt. Now I'm not calculating how much it would be to get your sewing products and all of that stuff, but you get my point. So then it would be your win. Out of all of them, the win is the most important. When is your goal? When are you going to launch? Like for me, Kush Cosmetics launches on April 20th of this year. So a couple of weeks from now, and I'm actively building. And the point of having a win is because you don't want to just say, oh yeah, I'm gonna start this business, and not have a goal on when you're gonna start, because then it'll lead to, oh, I'll just work on it whenever, and other things will happen in life, of course, because life happens to all of us. Life will happen, and then it'll be on the back burner. If this is something you're serious about and you feel like your business is going to be very lucrative, not even lucrative, if you feel like other people can relate to what you're trying to give them, what your why is, what your story is, If you feel like you can find an audience that is also going to relate to that, then you should do it, and that should be your main priority. It should be on the front burner on high, not the back burner on low. We don't do that. So that is why you need to have your win. It's really, really important that you set goals, because it'll hold you accountable. And also you want to be able to start promoting your business before you launch, because one thing about your business, any person who buys from you most likely was following you or knew about your business before they purchased. A lot of times people do not see a product, click it, and buy it all in the same session. That usually does not happen. Usually people see it on Instagram and they may follow you. People see it on Instagram and they may save it. Somebody sends it to them and they keep it in the back of their head, but they're gonna do more research, or they're gonna have to see it a couple more times before they actually purchase. So if you think about it, let's use my date, right? You're launching April 20th. So on April 20th, now you're just now giving your audience content. They're just not being introduced to you, right? So you introduce your business, it's April 20th. You introduce your business, let's say from your first week of marketing, you get 20 followers. Those 20 followers will probably have to follow you for at least another 2 weeks before, and see consistent content. I'm talking about posting 3 times a day and posting on your story. Those 20 followers will still have to see that for at least a week before. Matter of fact, see it for at least a week, have a sale, miss the sale, and then they'll purchase, okay? Then they'll purchase. So if you have to do that for every single one of your followers, imagine how long it'll take you to get those first few sales. That is why it's so hard for people to get sales, because as new businesses, I don't know you. I don't trust that you're selling me something good. Let's be honest and frank, everybody is not in a legit business of trying to help people. Some people are really scamming. So people who work hard for their money, they're not just going to be throwing it all willy-nilly. It's just not going to happen. So that is why you have to build that rapport with your customers. And it takes time. You can't rush it. But if you're promoting before your launch, like I've started marketing a month ahead of my launch. So now anybody that I get will have already been following me for a month. So when I do launch, those people who were following me from day one, when I was promoting what was coming, those people are going to order from me on launch day, right? Speaking into existence. Okay, April 20th, my followers on shop_KushKaz, make sure y'all shopping with me on period. It's going to be the best thing that you ever bought. But honestly, so like those people have already been following me for a month. So for a month, I've been building rapport with them. I've been posting 3 times a day. I've been showing them my personality. They're getting to know me. They know a little bit about me. They can say, hey, I bought this lip gloss from Kaylin. Because a lot of times people buy from you because of your personality and who you are, and because they rock with you, right? It is what it is. So having that month to build with them is vital, you guys. I'm telling you, it's so important that you post before your launch. It'll make it a lot easier. If you're thinking what to post, you can check out Kush Cosmetics right now. We're posting stock photos, we're doing engaging posts on questions, and we'll get more detail on marketing strategies further on in this series. So those are your 3 W's and your H, right? So you definitely want to get a sheet of paper, write down those questions, and write down your answers. And if you don't have answers, don't start your business until you get answers. That is your base. That is your first brick. Now your second brick is going to be your target audience. As important as posting before your launch is having a target audience. Nobody should start a business without having a target audience. It doesn't matter what you're selling, it doesn't matter if it's a service, a physical product, have a target audience. That is vital to you winning in this entrepreneur world, because you have to know who you're talking to. One thing about it, general posts usually don't do well unless you already have a following. But when you're starting to build that rapport and build a following, you gotta be talking to me. I gotta feel like, ooh, she know me? Like, are there cameras in my house? Like that's what I want to feel every time a brand that I follow posts, because it's like, girl, like, how you knew that? How you knew I needed that? How you know to start a product that would help me with something that I've been struggling with? You know, like, that's important. So having that audience, and then it'll make creating content a lot easier when you know who your audience is, because you'll know who you're already talking to. So luckily for me, Kush Cosmetics is target audience is me, in a sense, like me and my friends and people who I've hung out with or engaged with. But if your target audience is not you personally, that's fine too. Talk to people who are in your target audience, get into their brain. If you're a psychology major, you already know how to do that. So and if you're in high school, pay attention to your psychology classes. Actually, I don't even know if everybody does that. I took psychology in high school, but I don't know if that's a thing. That was like an elective. But take advantage of those tactics, because you want to get into the brain of your audience so that you can talk to them and they can feel like, how she know that? Let me buy with her, because apparently she is psychic. I gotta buy with her, right? So that's important. So for an example, my target audience, I'll just name a few of the characteristics that my target audience have. 18 to 25, smokers, but low-key, or doesn't want a lot of people to know that they are avid smokers. Not afraid to get a little attention, girly girls, independent, college students. Okay, so those are my, oh, my battery is about to die. The struggle is real. Let me hurry up and run through this. So those are my characteristics. When you're building your audience, the most important thing is to think about it like building an avatar. So if you ever play Sims, you know you're building your character to fit either yourself or your alter ego, and you have to think about what they're gonna wear, their hair, their face shape, their eye colors. Like, that's what you need to be thinking about with your avatar. If you need to get that detailed with it, do that, because whatever makes it feel more like a real human person is what's gonna make you win. So that's all I have to say about target audience. Now for accounts that you will need. We're gonna run through them real quick, and then I'll explain to you why I feel like you need each one. And these are only gonna be like social media or inventory accounts. These are not gonna be legal things, legal documents that you need to take, because honestly, the logistics of starting a business is really tricky depending on the state. I know a lot of people do not register their businesses until they start to get a little more traction and consistent sales, so that they can pay for itself, because it's not cheap and it's not something that you want to go into lightly if you don't think that you're going to keep your business. But that is also obviously something that is very tricky. So I think that you should gain legal advice. I'm sure there's YouTube videos on it, so watch them. Do not be afraid to watch the YouTube videos with the 30-year-old white guys, those that are 2 hours long. Like, those are the videos that you're really gonna gain knowledge and actually learn something from, because they be dropping gems. So if they look boring, or if they look like, oh my god, I don't want to watch this, it's like 2 hours long, oh well. Like, those are gonna be the people who do click on those videos are gonna be winners, I'm telling you. Or they're gonna be winners before you, because then you're gonna be waiting for a person like me who watched that video and gained knowledge to then put it on my YouTube channel in shorter, easier, simplistic terms. But you could have watched that video 2 weeks ago and got the same information and been booming by now. So now you're on the back end, you know? So food for thought. But the accounts that I think you need: one, Instagram. I feel like every business needs an Instagram. Instagram is a way that most businesses market, between ads and stories and actual posts. It's really important to have Instagram, I believe. Now Twitter. I think Twitter is also important. There's a lot of different marketing strategies to Twitter that a lot of people don't know or use, but I do not think that you need to create a whole business Twitter, because, so like for me personally, I use my personal Twitter to promote my businesses, because my personal accounts, both Twitter and Instagram and Facebook, are still in the niche of entrepreneurs getting it, basically, like serial entrepreneurs growing, whatever, right? Just entrepreneurial life. So with that being said, when I tweet, it's usually like a motivational tweet or something to do. It's not far-fetched for me to tweet about my business on my personal page. However, the only trick with that is you cannot be doing ratchet stuff that you do not want your business partners to see on your personal page if you're going to connect it. You can't do that. You got to be professional on all ends. And I'm not saying that you can't have fun. I have fun as well. I do TikToks, you know, dumb little dances. Not even dumb little dances, I think the dances really be funny and cute. But like, I do TikToks. I still curse. Like, I still post the funny memes that might be a little inappropriate, but it's not so unprofessional that it just looks tacky and ratchet. And then that's really what anytime you're starting a business, because honestly and truthfully, if you, most businesses tag their owner in the Instagram, at least small businesses. Obviously businesses like Fashion Nova, I don't even know who the owner of Fashion Nova is, but he or she is definitely not tagged in their Instagram bio. But if you do decide to do that, not anybody who sees that business page is most likely going to click on your personal page. And if you're doing ratchet, bummy stuff that you wouldn't want your business to be attached to, then I mean, come on. So as the owner, you have to think about those type of things. That's important. So, but overall, I think Twitter is also important because, like I said, there are some marketing tactics that a lot of people have not grabbed a hold to on Twitter that I will be talking about in a later video. Those are some real gems, especially if you sell a product. But I'll get back to that. TikToks, like I was saying, I do the funny little TikToks. Same thing with Twitter. I don't think you need a business TikTok, but I do think that you need to be professional at all times and look decent, show, look put together. Don't be looking any kind of way, period. So TikTok is gonna be where I record my little 30-second videos of me filling lip gloss tubes and making lip glosses and making scrubs, because I know a lot of people are gonna be interested in and following it. That's how I even got into lip glosses myself, because I used to watch the YouTube videos of people making their lip glosses because it was soothing before I even thought about creating a cosmetic brand. The reason I say use TikTok is because TikTok is a up-and-coming app that is really booming right now. There's a lot of people watching content, but there's not a lot of people creating content, which gives the creators who are creating content a faster way of growing, because there's so many people watching and not enough people posting. So if you can figure out a way to get into the TikTok industry with your business or even with your personal brand, I definitely recommend. And you can still have fun on your TikTok. Like, I'm still planning on doing the dances on my TikTok, but still having the lip glosses. The lip glosses are gonna be what makes people come back. The dances might be what caught your attention in the first place. So next, you're gonna need obviously an email. I personally recommend Gmail. I think it's just clean. Usually when you have a Gmail, it just looks professional. I don't know if people still use Yahoo, but Yahoo is another one that looks professional. If people still use Hotmail, I wouldn't, but it's an option. If you're thinking about really being professional, really being serious, go to GoDaddy and get a domain so it can be like info@kushcosmetics.com instead of the Gmail. But it's not something that's necessary. I wouldn't do it if you don't have the budget, the money in your budget to do it. And I'll also be breaking down my budget for Kush Cosmetics and how I got to that number in a later video as well. So I'm telling you, this series is gonna be knowledge filled. So I hope you guys are ready for the ride. You dig what I'm saying? So after that email, you're going to need a Cash App or a PayPal. The reason why I say this, or another checking account, is because you want your business money to be separate as far as taxes. That's a whole monster in itself that I definitely recommend getting an accountant of some sorts to help you better understand, because that is challenging. Or like somebody who's older than you who knows a little bit about taxes as a entrepreneur, not as a regular person. Then you're also gonna want to separate it, because you want to know if you're actually making profit and what is that profit. Do you need to raise the product prices because you're not making enough money based on how much you spend on inventory? Like, those are all things that you need to know, and the way that you'll be able to see it is your bank statements, but you have to have it separate from your personal ins and outs. And then you also don't want to spend your business money on your personal stuff because you didn't realize that it was business money. So starting a different checking account can be tedious. It's an option if you want to. I personally use my Cash App card, and I just don't send any money to Cash App anymore unless it's business related. And I can get my Cash App card and swipe it for any business purchases, so that I can know. I do not know if I can add money onto it. That's something that I still have to look into. But that's also a thing. Like, if I can send all my sales to my Cash App card, that would be wonderful, actually, instead of having to go in and transfer the money over. But you definitely want somewhere separate for it to sit. And then you also can hold your money in PayPal. I don't know if PayPal has a card for you to be able to make purchases, but you can definitely send your money to your PayPal. Then you're also going to want a Avery account. Avery account is where you're going to create all of your different labels for your products. I definitely recommend making labels, and this is really important. This is really something I wanted to talk about. So with labels and just building your brand and creating your theme and everything about it, you don't want to think small, okay? So if you decide that you're starting a business and now you're branding, you don't want to go and do research or like figure out kind of like a basis to where your brand is going to go from Keisha down the street who also sells lip glosses or who sells lashes or whatever, and that you're kind of not like necessarily copying off of, but doing research to figure out where you're going to start. You don't want to look at her stuff, and I'm not saying that her stuff is not immaculate. It's probably wonderful, but you want to be looking at big brands. You want to be looking at Fashion Nova. How does Fashion Nova set up their website? How does, if you're in cosmetics, how does Kylie Jenner set up her website? Or what's that other brand that a lot of people used to wear? ColourPop. You want to look at ColourPop and see how they're setting up their website, how they're marketing. Those are where you want to be pulling your ideas from, because they are big businesses. So if you're a small business and you're comparing yourself to other small businesses, you're gonna stay in that small mindset. But if you think big, because your brand obviously eventually, that's the whole point, is gonna grow into a multi-million-dollar company, right? If that's your goal, you should be looking at other multi-million-dollar companies and pulling research from there, because if you're the only small business who is doing that, now you're at the top of all the small businesses. Okay, so that is important. Think big, do research big, compare big, period. If you're gonna compare yourself to anybody, compare bigger, better. As big as you want your brand to be, that's what you should be shooting for now, not 2 years into it, right now. So next you're gonna talk about Canva. Canva is super important for all things graphic. If you've never done graphics in your life, you'll still be able to wear Canva. It's super beginner friendly, it's easy to use, and it has everything that you could possibly need, from creating backgrounds for your Instagram stories to where you could just add the text in, but it'll be clear and everybody knows that it's you. Put your little stamp on it. Same thing with posts, flyers, your graphics for your website. All that is going to be created on Canva, and we will be going more in detail about that also a little later in this series, and a little later in this video we will be going over the business cards and thank you cards that I created. So also we are going to be talking about Facebook. Facebook is also very important for creating ads. If you don't know, Facebook bought Instagram, so even if you want to do an Instagram ad, you still have to have a Facebook page. Now you don't have to market on Facebook. If you feel like your audience can be reached well on Facebook, then obviously you should use it and take advantage of it. But if you feel like Instagram and Twitter and TikTok are enough, because obviously it's a lot to try to manage all of those videos, all of those outlets at once. So if you feel like you're doing enough and you're reaching enough people with the ones that you already have, you can just have a Facebook page to connect your products, and that'll be how you run your ads. And if you want to have your little shopping tag to shop on Instagram, that is also something that you're going to need a Facebook page for. So it is vital to have a Facebook page created, but it's not vital to post content and use actively. So that is everything. That is the 4 points that I wanted to talk. Is that 4 points? Was that 4 points? No, that was the 3 points that I wanted to talk about. The last point is going to be graphics. I actually recorded a video of me building my business cards and thank you cards, but it got lost in the sauce. Actually, guys, scratch that. So like I figured, the battery on the camera did end up dying, and so now it's much later in the day, and I had already started editing the video, so it'd be less to edit once I did add on the extra part. And it's actually a 30-minute long video, so I don't want it to be any longer than that. I want you guys to take the time to soak up the information that I have given. I hope you had your notes and you were taking notes, because I think these are very important tips to the basis of starting a business. So I hope that it was helpful, and if it was, don't forget to like, comment. I got something in my eye. I'm literally like about to. Alright, so yeah, if you did enjoy this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And when you subscribe, hit the notification bell so you can be notified every time your girl posts, because I'm coming back with back-to-back bangers. You dig what I'm saying? So until next time, I am out. Peace.